obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
Emily, take the bandages off.
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Gnome.
What is up, Gnomies? I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler.
Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, episode 72. What episode are we going to be discussing this week, Ty?
Unfortunately, this week we are discussing 4 o'clock.
What exactly is going to happen at 4 o'clock, Tyler?
Probably something random and completely nonsensical.
Maybe. This was Season 3, Episode 29, original air date April 6th, 1962. This was written by Rod Serling, but based after the short story by Price Day. And this was directed by Lamont Johnson, who did 8 Twilight Zones. I would probably say this is his worst, but I haven't seen one of them.
I don't even know which ones he's done, but I'm going to say this is the worst one.
You ready for him?
Let's hear him.
4 o'clock, The Shelter, 5 characters in search of an exit, Nothing in the Dark, One More Pallbearer, Kick the Can, Hocus Pocus and Frisbee, and Passage on the Lady Anne.
Some truly great ones in there and some bad ones.
Yes. Obviously, he has three of my favorite. Hocus Pocus, 5 characters, and Nothing in the Dark I like a lot. I know you like The Shelter a lot.
Yep, Shelter's another good one.
Neither of us have seen Passage on the Lady Anne.
Yeah,
Kick the Can's pretty good.
I don't remember Kick the Can. If I have seen it, I don't recall.
It's good. I think that one's like more of a heartstring one, so I'll probably like it a little bit more than you, but I think you'll still like it.
Yeah.
We'll jump right into it, Ty. What was your favorite moment?
If I had to pick a favorite moment out of this garbage episode, I'm gonna have to go with the shot at the end where he's small in the large set. Just a cool forced perspective sort of shot. Well, not even forced perspective. I think what they probably did was probably built a really large set and just had him stand in it. So
Yep.
I obviously had the parrot closer to the camera.
I have everything with the bird. Rod interacting with the bird. It was funny because it was like the bird could see him, because usually Rod's supposed to be like this fifth-dimensional being that is just kind of being our narrator and no one sees. But obviously in one episode, the last episode of season 1, they break the fourth wall. But they kind of do with this bird. It's like the bird like looks at him like, Rod, are you here?
And I mean, that's kind of like a trope too, where it's like animals can kind of have like a sixth sense about things, and like cats and dogs, and I guess parrots too. They can kind of see what others can't.
I'll ask you now because it was bugging me the whole time. I've watched this twice now, and this is going to be a big spoiler, guys, but I'm sure you've seen this episode at least before. But at the end, does the parrot talk to him, or is that him talking to the parrot? That was so confusing to me. He was like, now, Peter, the evil ones will be doing it. But it made it seem like the bird was talking to him.
No, I think that was just supposed to be like a voiceover. I don't think it was supposed to be the parrot, because the parrot does talk to some extent. Like it says like,
but it showed it when it said that. It's just so weird. It made it seem, and he was like, in a different voice like this.
No, I don't think it was supposed to be that the parrot was causing all of this.
Well, watch. No, I know that, but it just, I don't know. That's why I was like, what the fuck? It's like acid trippy. Get to it.
The whole episode just doesn't, like, it's just so asinine, and everything's arbitrary. He arbitrarily picks 4 o'clock. He arbitrarily makes turning people into 2 feet tall is going to be the ultimate punishment for some fucking reason. Dumb as shit.
I get it, but I don't know. It's a bad episode.
And he doesn't even have, like, a just comeuppance. Like, this guy's a complete asshole who ruins people's lives, so his life should be ruined in a very similar manner. Like, people... One of my favorite moments for people that like Game of Thrones is when Cersei gets revenge in the most perfect way on multiple people, but especially with the lady from Dorne by killing her daughter in front of her with the same poison that killed her daughter. Like, it's just a very, like, poetic justice and very, I don't know, mirrored, whereas this is just
I would say this
nonsense.
is poetic justice because he gets what he was going to do to other people, and...
But it's not even a punishment what he was going to do to other people. Oh, I'll make you 2 feet tall. Okay, I can still, like, live. Like, I'm mildly inconvenienced by being shorter now. I don't know. They just... His whole idea of, I'll make them 2 feet tall and it will be completely the end of evil.
I wonder if this actually happened or if it was more like one more pallbearer where it's all in his head. He's forever 2 feet tall.
I don't know. Well, I mean, assuming he is forever 2 feet tall, I think they kind of imply that he can't reach his doorknob or the window to call for help, and so he'll probably just starve to death in his apartment.
Maybe.
We have the technology to rebuild him.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling.
So every week I put a prompt into ChatGPT, come up with a Rod Serling style intro to the episode we are watching, and this week it's a little long, so kind of strap in. Here we go. Portrait of a man with a mission. His name, Oliver Krangle. His world, a cramped apartment stacked with files, folders, and finger-pointed names. Mr. Krangle considers himself a one-man tribunal judge, jury, and moral executioner, armed with a phone, a typewriter, and an unshakable belief in his own righteousness. To Oliver Krangle, the enemy is everywhere, in the newspapers, on the airwaves, across the street, and perhaps even in your living room. He claims to have identified the cancer that eats away at civilization, communists, degenerates, traitors, and now he claims to have found a cure. Today at precisely 4 o'clock, Mr. Krangle intends to rid the world of evil by shrinking it. But Mr. Krangle may soon learn that the scales of justice in the Twilight Zone don't tip quite so easily, and those who measure others may find themselves on the other end of the ruler.
Yeah, definitely those who measure others. That's definitely speaks to the heart of the episode.
That was pretty crazy. Did it in one, not in one breath, 2 breaths.
Did it in one breath? Didn't even do it in one take.
Hey, now. All right. Every week, Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. Because I slacked so bad on that last episode because I disliked it so much, I actually came up with 4 this week.
All right.
I tried to do my due diligence to do my homework.
I did 3.
All right, so I'll go first.
I'll go first. I did less questions.
Okay.
All right. What's the map behind him in the opening shot?
E equals MC Hammer. I don't know.
It's a map.
Oh, I thought I said math.
Map.
Oh, yes, it's of Manhattan.
Yeah. It's Lower Manhattan.
What's the
financial
math
district.
behind us? I don't remember there being numbers behind them. But
Yes. Yep. No, Lower Manhattan.
all right. How many names did he cross off his list this morning?
It's either 7 or 17. I'm gonna go with 7.
It's 11.
Oh, well, it rhymes with 7.
Kinda.
What does the crochet work behind his desk say?
It's ironic because it says eye for eye, tooth for tooth.
Yep.
That was one of mine. I didn't look at it, though. I did remember that. What's his bird's name?
Pete.
Good job.
And my last one, what does the sign on the stairwell say?
Damn, that was my last question. It says no loud noises after 10 p.m.
Yep.
All right, we'll jump right into the plot of this one. We open on a man at a desk making a phone call. He feeds his bird, and he makes a call to a Mr. O'Connor. And I kind of want to play this right off the bat because we're instantly shown like what type of guy this is. He's just a busybody fucking dick.
Oh, exactly. He epitomizes the busybody Karen next door of like being way too much into everyone's business when it's none of his.
Yep.
And then the whole point of him being like, never mind how I got this information, or later on when he's like, you don't need to know my name. It's like, you can't be the judge of other people if you're not willing to at least reveal who you are in the judgment.
Yep.
Hello, is this Mr. O'Connor? Mr. O'Connor, you have a man working for you in personnel, a young man named Alfred Brewster. That's right, been with you about 1.5 years. Man's a communist. That's right, the man's a communist. A subversive, a menace to our society, should be discharged immediately. Never mind how I know. I just know, that's all.
Very unlikable from the beginning.
Super hateable. But did you like his Bubbles glasses?
I did. I have it written down. Bubbles glasses. That was pretty good. After this, he puts the Bubbles glasses back on, and then he keeps sharpening his pencil. He makes another phone call, asks for the superintendent for the school. He says that he's a concerned citizen and he's concerned about the one of the teachers, William Farwell, at the school, that he's a drinker and he's just morally corrupt or corrupt. Or
and
whatever.
like, one, how is he getting this information? And then two, I like how the person on the other line clearly is asking me like, well, who are you to give this information? Like, never mind who I am. Like, we don't just take random, what would be called, like solicitations of information without knowing who's giving it. Like,
right. The whole thing's very reminiscent of COVID, like the people who are like just snitching on their neighbors and just like the worst people imaginable.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like you said. He said, "Never mind who this is." We see he's checking off a list, so he's obviously been doing this for quite a while. He says that he's done 11 of these today. he starts talking to his bird about all the evil people in the world and how they should all be taken care of. And as of this afternoon at 4 o'clock, he is going to do that. But he hasn't come up with a method yet.
I hate how he completely pulls 4 o'clock completely out of his ass. It is completely arbitrary why 4 o'clock, and he even admits that it's arbitrary. Like,
I think it's supposed to be like that. Like, the guy's clearly a fucking idiot, so, like, he's not going to... You know what I'm saying?
But, like, apparently he's been doing whatever this is for years and years, and...
I think he's just gone insane, honestly.
Also, how is this a job? Like, he doesn't make money off of this, so, like, how is he affording his rent?
This is probably, like, someone who's on, like who
Social
knows?
Security or
something, some social welfare problem, which is kind of funny and ironic, too, because then he's calling out other people who are kind of leeching off of stuff and doing stuff like that.
Right.
He definitely, the whole message of this episode is kind of like the pot calling the kettle black, essentially.
And I'm gonna get to this later in my segment, but there is a different episode of the Twilight Zone that basically does a way better version of the whole people in glass houses should not be throwing stones, and that kind of comeuppance.
That's Oliver Krangle, a dealer in petulance and poison. He's rather arbitrarily chosen 4 o'clock as his personal Götterdämmerung. And we are about to watch the metamorphosis of a twisted fanatic, poisoned by the gangrene of prejudice, to the status of an avenging angel, upright and omniscient, dedicated and fearsome. Whatever your clocks say, it's 4 o'clock. And wherever you are, it happens to be the Twilight Zone.
The bird just staring right at him. You didn't like that?
No, because it's not. I wouldn't really call it interacting with the parrot. Like,
It's weird how it's like tilting his head while he's talking and shit.
I mean, it could just been like a pan to the parrot, and then I don't know.
It lingers on it a little while.
I don't think it's necessarily that Rod is fully interacting with the parrot.
But anyways, when we get back from commercial, a Mrs. Williams comes into the room. We find out that it's his landlady. They get into a little argument. Krangle says, "You'll thank me one day if you're still around." And she's like, "Are you threatening me?"
And then he also tells her to mind her own business, which is just the most like insufferable, ironic thing to say, because he is never the kind of person to mind his own damn business.
I think that's what the episode is going for. He's just like the world's biggest hypocrite and just...
Exactly.
He says, "I don't threaten people. I categorize them and I judge them. And all the evil people he determines who are evil should be punished." Then he goes to a filing cabinet and he pulls out a file on her, which is creepy because he has like a file on everybody. And he's like, "Let's see, your negative traits, curiosity and ignorance."
Again, ironic because those two things are complete opposites. If you're curious about things, you're not ignorant of things. So it's ironic that he would say that her two negative traits are things that are just diametrically opposed and kind of almost impossible. Like, anyone that has a curious mind is by definition not going to be ignorant of things, and anyone that's ignorant is not going to be curious.
Yeah, it's a good one. I didn't put that one together. Kringle tells Mrs. Williams that at 4 o'clock he will exorcise and destroy all evil. Mrs. Williams leaves very frightened.
After he smashes a lamp. Well, doesn't smash it.
Doesn't
but
mean to. I think he knocks it
down.
over.
Yeah.
And then she's running down the stairs, but as she is, a woman is coming up the stairs. She's like, "Is a Mr. Krangle up there?" And Mrs. Williams is just like, "Yeah, but don't go up there alone. Bring the cops with you. That guy's fucking crazy." She knocks on the door. She says she needs to speak with him. She needs to talk about her husband. And then she sits down. She's like, "Why, Mr. Krangle?" We find out that is the wife of someone that he has slandered the name of, which would obviously be like, what the
dude,
fuck?
why are you messing with my family? Like, fuck off. We don't even know you. Literally a complete stranger.
And he was a doctor, and apparently he's on Krangle's shit list because a woman died, which obviously I would imagine doctors have many people die on them. It doesn't mean that they murdered them. There's obviously a lot of circumstances under that stuff, but Krangle is not able to see this, and he thinks that the doctor is a bad man.
And I'm kind of curious how he even would have heard about most of these people. They're people that he's never met before in his life. Like, how is he picking up these stories? Are people coming to him with this information? Is he just like browsing newspapers and like finding minor flaws?
Probably, he'd probably call
deeper?
hospitals too and be like, "How's the status on this person?" If he saw they got in an accident in the newspaper, who knows? You know, I think we've seen many episodes where people would call hospitals and they would just give personal information instantly.
How's that boy I hit with my car? Oh, he's not doing great.
Right. She's like, he wants to help people. And he's like, "No, he's a killer, Mrs. Lucas. He was too late. He tried everything he could do." And he's like, "But it was not good enough."
And then she kind of has the line, by what right do you presume to pass judgment on others, which, again, completely speaks to this episode.
Yep, yeah, I have this one highlighted. I wanted to play a little clip of that.
By what right, I must ask you, Mr. Krangle, by what right do you presume to pass judgment on my husband? You're not even a medical man. You don't know a thing about it. And yet you write letters to the hospital, dozens of letters, accusing my husband of being a murderer.
Your husband is an evil man.
She, after the things kind of settle down, she's like, so why do you do it, Mr. Krangle? And he's like, because they're evil. All those little bugs out there, those little... And he trails off. That's it. That's what I'll do. Little people.
And before that, though, there's a moment where she's trying to talk to him, and he's not even paying attention. Like, he's literally looking at some, like, book or something in his hand, and she has to smack it out of his hands to, like, get him to focus. Like, hey, let's have this conversation here. Why the hell are you kind of all up in my business?
That's what I'll do. I'll turn all the evil people into little ones. You understand? I'll make every evil man 2 feet tall.
He starts kind of going crazy. Even she's like, what the fuck? And slowly slunks out of the room.
Yeah, I mean, I get that they're trying to show these crazy, but I still can't get past the fact that, like, 4 o'clock's arbitrary, 2 feet tall is completely arbitrary. How does that, like, punish people? It's just so bizarre, and I get that he's supposed to be this man that's completely fallen off his rocker, and that's why he thinks that these will be good, just punishments, but it's just... I don't know. The writers could have done something way better. I get what they were trying to go for with that kind of busybodied kind of nose in everyone else's business, but just there's no just comeuppance that he gets later, and his whole plot of 2 feet tall is so stupid.
When we get back from commercial, Krangle's going over the Gettysburg Address, and I love the "all men are created equal" and just crosses it out.
I didn't get that part either because... presumably, he's had this hanging up in his house for quite some time, untouched, and then just today he decides, no, actually, I don't like some of the wording in the Gettysburg Address. Let me just cross out some of these words that I've had hanging up, which he must have agreed with them at some point to have them be hung up on his wall, right?
Who knows with this guy? I think he is suffering a mental breakdown in this episode, but... someone is coming up the stairs. We see that it's a man. It's Hall. He's from the FBI, and he's like, you've been calling us, Mr. Krangle? He's like, oh, yes, come in. I have all kinds of information for you. Krangle tells Mr. Hall that he has a plan that will unfold at 4 o'clock. Already the FBI guy should be, like, super suspicious. Like, this guy's fucking unhinged as shit, which I'm sure he does think this.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
He's like, I make phone calls late at night, speaking my charges and hanging up. It's very frustrating for them.
I annoy the fuck out of people in the middle of the night. If I was a person that kept getting a phone call in the middle of the night from them, I would just disconnect my phone at night. Like, if you don't want phone calls at night, you could probably just pull out the landline.
I wonder, could you trace a call back then, like in the, or late?
You might be able to
60s?
like call the
operator. But where was that coming from?
Yeah, they might be able to tell you the general.
Because you'd think if he did that, like someone would come and beat his ass.
Yeah.
Call me in the middle of the night, you.
Unless he's calling
motherfucker.
people from like states across, and he's like, well, I'm not going to go out of my way to beat this guy's ass.
Right. The FBI guy's like, yeah, I don't like to be woken up either. He's like, does anybody like doing that? Krangle tells Hall, in 30 minutes, all the evil people will be 2 feet tall. The bird says, not. Which I thought he said cuck.
No, he says he's been saying nut a couple times. I kind of like the repetition.
It's the double entendre that
the meaning of he wants a nut to eat, but also he's calling the guy a nut.
Yeah,
but
I think I'd like to think that he's calling the guy a nut, but obviously that guy's an idiot. He's like, oh, you want another nut?
Yeah, but yeah, it's at this point where the FBI agent kind of asks him, well, how do you plan on enacting this plan of yours of turning everyone 2 feet tall? And then he gives another...
Just by willing it alone.
Yeah, just completely batshit. No, I'm just going to will it into being. Okay, so if you've had the ability to will things into being, why haven't you done anything before? Clearly...
Again, I think that something snapped in him like a little bit before we are introduced to this episode. But yeah, the FBI agent, Mr. Hall, has this to ask him.
I'd like to ask you a question, sir. I hope you won't take offense at it.
Oh, no, please, go on.
Have you ever had any psychiatric help?
What?
Psychiatric help. Mr. Krangle, you don't seem rational to me. I think you've developed some kind of obsession here. I think you need some help.
Why should I need help? I'm not evil.
Well, I'm not evil. There's something a little off topic here, but did you notice, so his kitchen has like doors, like I guess you call them like accordion doors that would like close in to hide the kitchen. And there's another the next episode we watch has the exact same setup. Why? Why would they have ways to hide your kitchen? And I think they had it in Midnight Sun too. Is it just like a thing back in the 50s
possibly.
and 60s?
Maybe they slept out in that room, so you close the thing for more privacy. I have no idea.
But privacy from what? All that you're hiding is the fact that you own a sink and some pantries.
It might have been like a fashion thing at the time. They have all kinds of different stuff that this is very off topic. There's an old cool YouTube video that showed like things that houses don't have anymore, or fashions that were cool, or car things. I'll send you some links. They're really cool.
Yeah, I mean,
like the razor slots that used to be behind the mirror. So like in old houses, when you take the sheetrock, you'd find millions of razors because they would shave, they would dispose of their razor down the slot that goes into the wall. And
for some reason, I thought you said like a quarter slot. So I was picturing people just randomly sticking quarters into the mirror. I'm like, why would you do that?
It looks like a quarter slot, but it's for razor blades for when men would shave.
Huh. Also, the other thing I could think of too that'd be similar to that, like houses usually come with like ironing boards, but you don't ever see those anymore.
Mr. Hall tells Krangle, we have something we call the law that protects us, and we don't need you to interfere with all this stuff. Krangle goes, crazy? Oh, I see what it is. The communists have gotten to the FBI now.
You're a subversive.
Yep. He's like, enjoy your time while you can now. You're going to be 2 feet tall come 4 o'clock. Krangle goes back up inside.
And we're approaching 4 o'clock. It's almost there, and we kind of get like a little cut to, and now it actually is 4 o'clock, and
he's like, people are going to be turning into little gnomes very soon. And I'll play this because it was very confusing, because it sounded like he changed his voice while he was talking. It makes it seem like the bird was talking. Watch it with the context, thinking that it could possibly be the bird speaking these lines.
Okay.
Certainly, Peter. This is kind of a celebration.
No, that's him talking to Peter. He's literally says, because the bird's name is Peter. He says,
Yeah.
literally, Peter, this is a sort of a celebration.
But he like looks at him weird, like I don't know. The whole thing was very strange.
The bird looks at him?
No, Krangle, like after he says, he kind of does like a stare. You didn't notice that?
Well, it's because he's surprised about how small he is now, because he's looking up at the bird.
No, this was before that.
All right, replay it.
Into tiny little gnomes.
See, he like something clicks right there. And
that's probably when he realized that he's starting to shrink.
Certainly,
cut
Peter.
to.
This is kind of a celebration.
I don't think it was like a scared look. I think it was more of like a crazed look of like just he's gone completely off the
It's
deep
weird
end
too
of
because the
being a
parrot's mouth opens while it's saying that too, so it makes it. I was so confused. Like, what the fuck?
I get what you're saying with the
parrot.
parrot's mouth being open, but no, I think the intent of this shot was he's still talking, he's gone crazy, and it's just before the moment where he realizes that now he's tiny. And I think we were showing the parrot too. I kind of took that whole shot of right now when he's tiny again, and we pan back to the parrot, like now he's the parrot's lunch because he's about the size of a parrot.
Right. And I think doesn't he say like nut or something like that? So maybe he thinks that the little guy's a nut.
Yeah.
So now he is tiny. He's 2 feet tall. Did you notice? I forgot to mention this earlier when he was doing like the propeller thing when Mr. Hall was up here. He has the world's longest, thinnest pencil.
Yeah, it kind of looks like one of those novelty ones you'd get like Funtown.
But because I was wondering when he was little, I was like, that pencil looks really weird because it's very long but very skinny. But he did have a very long, skinny one, Giggity, earlier. And yeah, so now he's 2 feet tall. The evil ones have gotten their comeuppance. The whole thing that he was gonna. I mean, we all get it.
I kind of take this to be more literal. I think he might have actually shrunk down because this is the Twilight Zone. Are you kind of more on the fence of he just snapped and went crazy?
I think he had a mental breakdown and all
but
this
that
is
would
in his head.
But that would mean that he would have realized that he is an evil one, which I don't think he's the kind of person to learn a lesson and reflect upon himself. Maybe I'm the evil one. So I don't think even in his wildest imaginations he would shrink from being evil.
Perhaps. And then Rod takes us out.
At 4 o'clock, an evil man made his bed and lay in it. A pot called a kettle black, a stone thrower broke the windows of his glass house. You look for this one under F for fanatic and J for justice in the Twilight Zone.
And that's our episode. Tyler, what did you learn?
I guess I learned the best way to fight evil is turning people 2 feet tall for some reason.
I guess so. All right, we'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has us at a 6.4 out of 10, which I believe this is like in the top or the lowest 3 scoring things. I think The Bard, this, and I forget what it was, the Mighty Casey or something like that. Or
Mighty Casey?
I
That was
believe
a fun
so.
one.
I was looking it
That's
up on
sad.
IMDb, and that one's always typically in the bottom 10. But anyway, you want me to go first? You want
I think I
we're
like.
gonna-
I think I like this one worse than you did.
You liked it less than I did?
Yeah.
Not more. I liked this not more.
I
was
like
weird.
this. This was terrible. It was a bad episode.
All right, I'll go first then.
You go first if you're
Yes.
the higher one.
It's not going to be that high.
Normally we
You
go
wanna
the
first?
lower first.
All right, go for it.
All right. I'm giving this a 2. The episode makes no sense. He's unrealistically an asshole about everything and clearly insane. The method of destroying evil that he comes up with completely bizarre and unrelated to the evil, and I have no clue like at what point, like what is the point of this, and like why did he pick 4 o'clock? Why make everyone 2 feet tall? Why does he suddenly have these powers now? The whole episode is just completely like just so stupid. I don't get it.
I'm not too far off from you. I'm going with a 2.5,
Okay.
2.5. It's kind of dog shit. I mean, it's really fucking dog shit. This is my second least rated episode.
I think this is collectively going to be our lowest episode.
Yeah, I don't see any other ones getting any worse than this. Right now, it's the encounter has like a 6 total because I gave it a 2, you gave it a 4, so it has a 6. So now this one has a 4.5.
Yep.
So I highly doubt there's going to be an episode that is worse than this.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in the Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week we have Theodore Beichel. He played Oliver.
Beichel?
Yeah.
Like Michael with the B.
No, it's Bikel. How would you do that?
Oh, yeah, like Beichel.
Yeah. Theodore Beichel, he played Oliver Krangle. He actually was in quite a few things, like television here, there, and everywhere from the 50s to 80s. He was in 2 episodes of All in the Family, but the most interesting thing that I found him to be in, he did the voice of Aragorn in The Return of the King in the 1980 cartoon.
I didn't know there was a cartoon version.
Did you ever see the cartoon of The Hobbit?
I know it exists. I never watched that either.
Because they did The Hobbit and then they did Fellowship and Return of the King. They kind of like
skipped
skipped
Two
two
Towers?
towers a little bit. But yeah, he plays the voice of Aragorn in that. Then we have Phyllis Love. She played Mrs. Lucas. She was in 1 Outer Limits, 1 Playhouse 90, 1 Hitchcock Presents, lots of TV shows from the 50s to the 60s. She stopped when she was 50 for some reason, even though she lived to be like 80-something. She stopped acting in 75 and lived till 2011. Then we have Lyndon Childs. He played Hall, the FBI agent. He was in 2 episodes of Frasier, 1 A-Team, 1 Munsters. Lots of episodes of, like 1 episode here and there from the 60s to the early 2000s. A little bit of trivia on this one. The original story was published in 1958 in a Hitchcock magazine. Actor Theodore Beichel actually strongly opposed blacklisting people and hated the whole McCarthyism stuff in the 50s, which is obviously the opposite of his character in this episode. The bird says nut when Kringle tells him his plan, which obviously, as we stated earlier, alluded to that it could be the double entendre there.
His parents made a big mistake. They could have named him Michael, and then his name would be Michael Beichel.
Michael Beichel.
Imagine having to introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Michael Beichel.
This is Michael Beichel. Was it like my like every time you go to a concert and they say Mike Check?
Mike Check.
Like if your last name was Check, you need to name your son Mike.
Yep.
Mike Check. And you could be just like at the concert. Oh, this is embarrassing. They always say my name. In total, this episode cost $44,279. The director received the usual $1,250, and the cast received $5,451.
What'd you say to me, Mike?
What's in the name, Mr. Benninger, really? A mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching, and I came up with 4 this week.
I also have 4.
All right, it's even, so I guess I'll go first. I got the dipshit debacle.
I have 2 debacles. My first one is the diminutive debacle.
Have to do a little Googling and some thesaurus stuff to get that.
Diminutive?
Yeah.
It just means small.
No. I was looking up all kinds of D words, but I was looking up like synonyms and stuff like that for like an asshole, or like I was trying to come up with like searching like words for people who are like essentially pots calling the kettle black, but I don't think there's a word for that.
No.
I have the conceited Mr. Kringle.
My other debacle is the delusional debacle.
I have the sadist.
I have Krangle's Gone Crazy.
The night Kringle went crazy.
I didn't even think of that Weird Al song. That's good.
And my last one's Evil Men.
I have 2 Feet Tall.
What switcheroos? I only have 3. It was very hard to come up with a switcheroo for this one.
I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4. One of them is very obvious, and it sits right next to it.
I went for Judgment Night.
The Little People.
Holy, how the fuck did I miss that?
How did you miss that?
Every week I go through the whole list of the 156.
And it's literally the episode that precedes this one.
I have In His Image.
I have Miniature.
Yeah. And The Fear.
And The Mind and the Matter.
All right.
All right, so not many references this week, but I was able to pull one direct reference.
Direct?
Yes, a direct reference. It comes from this really cool podcast called The Twilight Gnome, and in their outro music, they started off with "It's 4 o'clock," which is a direct reference to this episode, 4 o'clock.
Wow, that is insane. We had to get a hold of those guys. They sound like geniuses.
Yeah, they do. The whole song is just really awesome, but it starts out with a reference to this episode.
It is. The guy who did that's very musically talented.
He is. Other than that, I don't think anyone else would want to make reference to this episode. The only other thing I could possibly pull was more of an indirect reference about like the judge becoming the judge, the judger becoming the judgee, which is another episode of The Twilight Zone. Obsolete Man did it way better episode with similar premise of kind of.
I think that's kind of a stretch comparing those two.
I think the whole idea of like someone that is judging others than themselves becomes judged by their own moral rulings.
But it kind of it focuses more on the judged, not the judger. In Obsolete Man,
but it was tough to pull from this week.
I thought for a minute when you were like, I only had one thing to pull this week, and it was my pud.
This episode sucked.
All right, so every week Tyler picks the episodes, and he does so by showing me an AI-generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is, and I think we're still in, what do you say, we're in Other for quite a long time?
We're in Others throughout the 70s.
All right, then I have no idea.
All right, you ready?
Yep. Is it Nightmare as a Child?
It is Nightmare as a Child. Good job.
Did you watch it already? I'm guessing obviously you did the thing.
Yep.
Is this season 1?
It is, yes, I believe season 1, yeah.
I don't remember it too much. I just remember the little Helen. Remember, Helen.
Remember your name was Marky when you were a kid.
Plot twist. Spoiler alert. It's obviously her as a little girl.
Yes.
Right. How was it?
It was good.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
I mean, anything's better than what we just went through, so.
I guess so. All right, yeah, so next week it is Nightmare as a Child. Be there or be square. A little bit of housekeeping. We don't have any messages because we are recording this back-to-back with our previous episode, number 71, which was... What the hell did we just do? We literally just did it the other day.
Oh, what episode? I thought you were asking what week it was. It was...
How the fuck are we not remember?
Mr. Denton on Doomsday.
Mr. Denton on Doomsday. A lot better episode than this. But, yes, so... We don't have any messages yet because we just did them in our previous podcast. Hopefully we have double the messages when we come back from vacation, but these will drop on Friday automatically. So just there's a little inside baseball. You don't need to know any of that, but anyway.
A little peek behind the curtain. We're on vacation, so pulling it in early.
But if you're hearing this, we're not.
Yes.
All right. So a little bit of housekeeping. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe on the YouTube page. I believe we're at like 248 right now. So close to 250, which would be a cool milestone, obviously. And if you could please comment down below on any of the videos, like them, share them with your friends if they're interested into the Twilight Zone. If you want to drop a comment for one of your names that you think would be good for a new name segment, please go ahead and do that. The best way to do that would be to go to the Facebook page, because every week I post a picture that says next week's episode, and under that you could put in your suggestion for a name.
And on Tuesdays, I will be dropping poll every Tuesday, so sure to be lookout looking out for whatever the newest poll is, and be sure to put your vote out there and have your voice heard.
As it is right now, you have the robot round 2, but by the time this comes out, there'll probably be 2 more.
It'll probably be robot round 3 might have already dropped, so be voting on that.
All right. So go ahead and check out all those polls and check out our past polls and give them a vote as well. But until then time, my final question, what group would you attack if you were a busybody?
What group would I attack? People that don't use their turn signals in a timely fashion.
Would you turn them 2 feet tall so they couldn't even reach the blinker ever again as an ironic comeuppance?
I mean, if you're not touching the blinker at all, then that just makes the problem worse. I'd probably make it so that the blinker's always on in their car and you hear the tick-tick-tick-tick sound.
They hear that in their sleep.
Yeah, they would just drive in.
So to you, that is your biggest pet peeve, apparently?
I mean, it's the one that comes to the top of my head as a pet peeve. I mean, I have a lot of pet peeves, but yeah, that's the only one that comes to the top of my mind. People that don't use their blinkers.
Pretty good one.
What's yours?
How long you got, buddy? I don't know. Nothing really comes to my mind right now. I don't know. The people who don't put their shopping carts back is pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah, I can see that, especially in the wintertime for you. That's got to be a huge pain in the ass.
Yep. All right. Well, until then, guys, thank you for spending week in and week out with us. If you've got to this point, you guys are the true fans, and we really appreciate you. If you guys could please like this video, like we said, and also on Spotify, if you could give us a 5-star review, it would mean the world to us.
Because we are a 5-star show.
Sure are. But until then, Tyler, do you have anything to say to our dear, dear listeners?
Yes, if your clocks are set to 4 o'clock, be sure to change them. It's no longer 4 o'clock anymore, unless it actually is 4 o'clock for you. And thank you all for stepping in the Twilight Gnome with us.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man is gone. Frisbee's telling stories, Mr. Dingle Strong.